Hi, nobodies. So, today I'm going to talk about how you treat someone like me. Now, I don't know if this is my introvert nature, my INFJ nature, or my insecurity nature, or whether it's my acts of service to show love nature. But I know that I'm not alone in how I feel about certain things and how I interact with people. Now, one of the things that bugs someone like me is that I don't ask for much. I don't. So when I do ask for something, it's normally just one thing, maybe two, soda and a donut, soda and a candy bar, or whatever. But normally it's just one thing. If I ask for two things, I'm pretty happy if I get one of them. So it's important to know which one's the most important, which one I'm looking the most forward to having. Because sometimes if I said, hey, I want a Skor bar and a Diet Dr. Pepper, it's good to know which one's the most important. Because if I've been thinking all day about a Skor bar and I've had soda, then the Skor bar is more important. I know. I'm a fucking nut. Well, pretty much the Skor bar is always going to be pretty damn important because they're hard to find. But if I haven't had soda all day, then soda is going to be the big deal. Now, someone like me, when they ask for one thing, will say soda because I'm always asking for soda. When I say, hey, on your way home, can you get me a soda? Yeah, sure. Now, there are two things that upset me. One is when somebody talks about how much of a hassle that will be to get me that one thing. Now, of course, if they're telling me this, I'm like, oh, then don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Don't sweat it. I don't want you to have to go out of your way. I don't want you to make a special trip. I just figured if you were driving past like a Dollar General or a Family Dollar, you could just pick me up one. You don't have to go to Walmart. You don't have to go to the grocery store. You don't have to go 5 miles out of your way if you're almost home when I make the call. Okay, that's fine. No big deal. And then the other thing is, when it's forgotten. It's like, I asked for one thing all day long. I have only asked you for one thing. And it was recent that I asked for it. I have only expected you to think of me and remember one thing, that I wanted something, that I actually asked for something. Hell, to boot, if you really want to impress someone like me, I don't even have to ask. You'll just show up with something I like. But seriously, when someone like me asks you for one thing, do not forget it. Now, we're not going to lay into you. Someone like me is not going to go, I asked you for one thing and you can't even fucking remember. No. What someone like me is going to do is we're going to say, oh, it's okay. It's no big deal. I'll get it tomorrow. I didn't need it. Don't worry about it. Even if they're sitting there going, oh shit, I forgot. I'll be right back. I'll go get that for you. A lot of times someone like me is going to say, no, don't worry about it. It is no big deal. And honestly, I'm trying to think of any other time I say it's no big deal. And come to think of it, just about every time I say it's no big deal, don't worry about it, it actually is a big deal in my head. Because it's like, okay, I am constantly, if I am out, I am finding things for the people I love. I am getting things for them. I see overstuffed Oreos and I think of my ex-husband. If I see something with a llama on it, I think of my daughter Tyrion. If I see a cool Hot Wheel, I think of my son Gavin. If I see a really cute makeup palette thing, I think of my daughter Isabel. And whenever I'm looking at clearance, I'm thinking about all of these people that I love. Like, is their birthday coming up? Christmas. I am constantly looking for things that the people I love will like or need. This is part of who I am, and the people who know me know that I am constantly bringing gifts. It's not that I seek out these gifts, but when I see them, I think of the people that I love, and I say, here you go. I saw this and I thought of you. This is the type of thing that I do. And it is upsetting to me when people don't do that for me. They'll see something and they don't surprise me with it. They don't get it and then hang on to it and give it to me for my birthday, And there's been a lot of birthdays and Christmases I've gotten stuff that I'm just like, you thought I wanted this? Of course, me being me, I have to go, oh my God, I love it. Thank you so much. Because it's the thought that counts. Yeah. Saying it's the thought that counts is basically saying you are a shitty gift giver. And it's fine when it's a little kid. Little kids don't know things. They're very basic in, well, mom likes this, well, mom likes that. And they're limited in funds. And adults are limited in funds. But when you really know somebody, you know what they like. And for someone like me, something as simple as bringing me a Butterfinger, or Rice Krispie treats, or, just about anything. If you've ever seen me eat it, it's a pretty good bet that I like it. It doesn't have to be my favorite candy bar, although that's big. That when somebody does something like that for me, I think a lot of people, like if I come home and I'm like, hey, I know you like Payday, so here's a Payday candy bar. It probably, somebody's like, oh, okay, I was feeling like I could eat that. Thank you. For the most part, they thank you for it. They may not have the craving for it, but they're like, hey, I do like this. Haven't had one in a minute. To someone like me, though, when you come home with something that I like, even if it's not my favorite, if it is something that I do like, it means so much to me. Bringing me a candy bar or a soda or an ice cream sandwich that I didn't ask for, a frozen treat or, something that I like without me asking is like handing me a kitten. It's like, oh, I was so touched. That's just the thing, you bring me a thing of yarn that is all soft and pretty, and I'm like, ah. Like I said, it's almost as good as a kitten. The problem with a kitten, though, is I don't need any kittens right now. So So don't bring me a kitten. I don't need a kitten. But it's the same, like it's touching to me. It means a lot to me when someone brings me something, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I've got 6 2-liter bottles of Diet Dr. Pepper. If you bring me a bottle of Diet A&W or a bottle of cold Diet Dr. Pepper, that means a lot to me. Because I didn't ask you for it, and even though I've got stuff, you thought of me. You took a moment to get something for me. And to a lot of people, it'd be like, oh, gee, thanks. I'll put this in the fridge. No big deal. To me, it is a big deal. Those little things really add up in my mind, and they make a person more dear to me. It makes me feel appreciated. It makes me feel loved, treasured. And I was having a discussion with a friend of mine about sex. And I said, sex has never been a driving force for me. It's not. I don't wake up and say, yeah, I'm feeling it. I don't walk around and think, I could really go for a lay right now. I don't. What I like is the before and after. When somebody is treating you like you are the only person in the world, like you are all that matters. You're not just there for their gratification. You're not there just to please them. Like they're doing stuff for you too. The deering, honestly, I'm like any other person. Getting off is a good thing. But sometimes I just feel like, it's not worth it. It is not worth getting my mind in the right frame. Because, it takes a lot of preparation in my mind to get I hate to say I'm so complex, but there's a lot that goes on in my head. And if I follow my mind, my body becomes disconnected from it. So when I say, like, a lot of times sex just isn't worth the trouble, it's because I have to focus my mind and connect mind and body. And sometimes that's difficult. And then there's also there's frustration because as I am not somebody who will tell someone what I want, what I need, I just say, whatever is working for you, just, I don't say, hey, this is what we're going to do. And this is how we're going to do it. Like, I don't do that. And I don't tell somebody, why'd you stop? I almost had it. I don't say that to people. Like, I will just deal with the disappointment in my head and go, oh, it's almost fucking there. And you had to change it. And then it's like, it's not going to come back. I'll get frustrated. And that's why I say it is not worth it a lot of times. Just getting into that frame of mind of being connected and then my brain going, ugh, I was almost there and you fucked it up. And then not only am I beating up that person in my mind and saying, okay, hurry up and get the fuck off because I'm done, then I get mad at myself because I didn't say anything. I did not let them know that I did not verbalize that, keep doing that. Do not change that. That is working. I didn't verbalize that. So My disappointment is, it starts out disappointment with them and then quickly flips to, God, Ann, why didn't you fucking say something? You know, you're so stupid. You did not verbalize what you wanted. You did not verbalize that they were doing a good job, you know, and you just expect them to figure it out based on body language. Because I think that I do give off clues that I'm actually into it. But I can honestly say that after I'm disappointed, I'll pretend that I'm into it. I will do that. So I don't know if the real thing and the pretend thing are exactly alike. Like, I don't. I honestly can't say that they sound the same, they feel the same, because I'm not a dude. I'm not the dude that fucks me. But so when I say it's not worth the trouble, this is what I mean. It's a lot going on in my head. There is so much going on in my head during, and you know, when I get disappointed, that's when it gets to that. Now, if I'm not disappointed, it was so worth it. But I'm strange about that. I mean, it's like I am never just in the mood. It's something that I have to put myself in the mood. So I'm a strange creature. You know, when somebody says, "Do you want to?" It's like, I'd rather go shopping. I'd rather do this. I'd rather do that. I mean, there's like a ton of things I'd rather do until I'm getting off. When I'm getting off, then it's like, okay, this is what I want to be doing. But the mental thing that I have to do is, it's kind of exhausting to me, and it's not worth it on set, you know, because I'm looking at that I might be disappointed. So, you know, I mean, even if I go DIY, there are times I get really pissed at myself. I'm like, you almost had it. And then your finger moved. You know, or you did something different, you know, like it went away. And there are times when it's like, I just give up. I should just give up this time. But I don't give up. And then I'm always happy that I didn't give up, but in the process of things. You know, and then there's some shame always because of the thoughts I have to think to accomplish my goal. The things that I have to envision in my head are not the most delightful things. They're things that I do not speak of. In general, I do not say what thoughts run through my head. Let's just say that I am not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with the fact that I have to think those thoughts. But like I say, even DIY, it's just kind of like, you know, a lot of times it's like, do I want to put forth the effort? Is it worth it? And a lot of times I say no. I mean, I guess that's as close to horny as I get, is just the idea of, should I? Should I go DIY? Should I hit that person up? You know, should I put forth the effort? I guess that's as close as it gets to me actually deciding to want. Because it's kind of like, if it pops into my head that, hey, I could do this right now, then perhaps that says it's being disconnected. I am very disconnected from myself. So when I tell people, you know, when I say to somebody, you know, half the time I had sex with you, I didn't want to. It's because I never want to. I mean, and it's not that I hate it. It's just that a lot of times I'm resigned to the fact that I probably won't get off. If I get off, that's great. But I'm resigned to that it ain't about me. It's about the person I'm with, making them happy so that I can feel good about myself. It ain't about making myself happy. And it's not that it's a selfless gesture. It's not selfless. It completely serves a purpose for me. It's just not the purpose that they think. It's more of a purpose of I made them feel good, which in turn makes me feel good because I made them feel good. And perhaps to de-stress that person. Sometimes it's like, hey, they need to shut the fuck up. Or they're in a bad mood. This should make them in a less bad, this should turn that mood around. Guys are not very complex when it comes to, I mean, yeah, their problems are still there, but, it's kind of like if you've, they got a migraine. They're not noticing the migraine, Darren. So, if you want to make somebody like me happy, make us feel good. Like we are more than just somebody to use. Like we matter. We're more than sex and what we do for you. It's like do something for us. We like back massages. People like me like going to the nail salon, but we'd rather spend that money on somebody else. People like me like getting gifts. We do. We like being shown how we matter, that we're appreciated. And it's more than just thank you. No, I put forth effort. If you've got somebody in your life that puts forth effort, put forth effort that they recognize. Like figure out, because see, the thing is there are going to be things that I don't recognize as your effort. You have to speak my language every once in a while as I try to speak yours. And, effort is what speaks my language. And recognizing the little things, the things that I really, does bringing me my food register as effort? Not really. Because I can make my own plate. I can do that myself. I actually consider it like if you're making me a plate, you're not eating yet. And I want you to eat while I'm eating. And if you're busy making plates for everybody, cutting up everybody's food, that's time that I don't get. That's conversation that I don't get. My ex would tell you that one of the things that pleases me is when I bug somebody about watching something. I'll say, you got to watch this. I'm like, you'll love it. And then for the longest time, I don't want to watch it. It's not my thing. I'm not going to like it. And I'm like, trust me. And then they finally do watch it and they love it. That means a lot to me because I was right, for one. And for two, they finally did, and like maybe next time I won't have to try so hard to get them to watch what I know that they'll love. Those gestures mean something. When you trust me to pick out something for you, that means something to me. That's showing that my sense of you is spot on. That shows me that you recognize that I see you. that I know what you'll like. And if I get it wrong, okay. I learn from that experience. I actually do learn from that experience. This is one of those things that I get. You know, if you say, "Hey, recommend a book for me to read, recommend a movie for me to watch, recommend a show," you know, I will put a lot of thought and effort into that. But a lot of times I don't have to put much thought and effort into it because I already know stuff that I think that you'll like. So it's like, oh yeah, I got a list. I'm having a good day, a bit bored, but it is a good day. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I hope that you're having a good day. If you're not, every moment is an opportunity to turn it around. I always say that. I live that you can decide today's going to be a good day because I'm going to make it so. There are factors that you cannot control. You know, you can catch a cold, you can be sick. You know, those are factors you can't control. But you can make the most of what you're given. And I've said it before, it's been a while since I've said it, but you can call somebody. Like, call somebody that you haven't talked to for a while. Like, call them up on the phone. Devote 15 minutes to somebody you haven't talked to for a while. It may not mean much to you, but it might mean everything to them. You might seriously make their day. You might be the one who turns their day around. They might be feeling really low. And that 15 minutes out of your day might mean the world to them. So give that a thought. I'm going to have a good day. Bye.